Alrighty, welcome to the new Full Throttle Shenanigans podcast. This will be brought to you by the DIY Gearhead YouTube channel, your host, me. And there will be some times where we're probably going to have some guests on here. My dad, my friends, other people that I know. And this is just going to be a whole lot of fun. So let's get into just some introductions. What are we looking at here? So the structure of this podcast is going to be pretty crazy. There isn't really one. It's just kind of go where it's going to go. So you can tell I have not planned anything that I'm going to say because I don't know what to say. So this is kind of going to be the structure of it. It's gonna come up with an idea and go from there and see where the conversation takes us. Right now it's just me. Hopefully in the next episode or two I'll have some of my other buddies coming on. And as you can see, true to the nature of the title of this podcast, with my setup here, some things are going to be thought out and done well, and other things are just going to be, we're going to wing it a little bit. Currently, I have my TV showing pictures so I can show you things that you might want to see. I'm going to work on that and try and get a software on my computer to do this properly and hopefully with a microphone. Because right now I have my phone propped up on a tote with a cardboard box on top of it, on top of the mini couch I have in my dorm room. So that's kind of what's going on here. The whole reason I want to do this is because I just can't get YouTube content out there right now. I'm in school and it just doesn't work for me to go work on stuff, spend time making a video for you guys, and I just want to get something out there and just kind of something to have fun with. So the podcast, hopefully I can tell some stories, we can come up with cool ideas, and just have some fun in a timely manner that I can deal with at school, because I don't have to go and do something. I can just sit here and talk about stuff. So that's kind of the whole reason we're doing this, and I'm just hoping it's going to be a lot of fun. So my computer keeps falling asleep. I'm going to have to change the settings on that. Anyway, yes, those are posters out of Summit Racing magazines. Yes, those say raspberry lemonade and orange juice on the fridge, and that is a miniature cactus. You're not seeing things. I mean, I guess you are seeing things because they're there. So we're just going to start off with some basics of what might we cover in this, because I don't know what else to do for this first episode other than intro, so that's what we're going to do. We've got some stuff that I got to keep working on my project car, which is a 2008 Saab 97X Aero. For those of you who don't know what that is a sister car to the Trailblazer SS and came from the factory with the LS2 6-liter. Yeah, it's got some guts. I bought it blown up, and it has been a journey and a half getting this thing to where I want it. Almost there. Need a couple things. Transmission's leaking right now, so that needs to be pulled again. Again is a long story. That'll be its own episode. Probably more than one on the 97X. We're going to try and keep these. I think I'm going to start to try and keep these podcasts 20 minutes, half an hour, something reasonable, since I don't know what I'm doing and you don't want to listen to me for an hour, I am sure. Hope maybe not even 20 minutes. Let me know. So, yeah, let me just pull a couple things up here. I don't have any good ones on my computer right here. Here is a picture of the 97X when I got it. Oh, hey, it popped right up there. That's convenient. So here is the 97X when I got it. This would have been a little over 2 years ago, I believe. I was still in high school. Picked it up for, it was probably a fair price. I thought it was a smoking deal, but in the end, with as many miles as it had and how much money I had to put into it, it was probably just more on the fair side. Yeah, I picked it up. Rod knocked really bad, spun a bearing. Yeah, crank was toast. That rod was toast. Ended up doing a pretty well full rebuild on the motor. and transmission and front end parts and other things. It turned into something quite crazy. Hopefully you can all hear me well. I don't know if I'm talking loud enough or not. I'll probably listen to this, watch this once, and if it's bad, I might retake it. But I'm just going to try and do these in one shot, no edit. So whatever happens, you're going to see. So yeah, so that's what it looked like when I got it. It looks a lot better now, and it actually drives like it's supposed to now for the most part. It did run, but it sounded really, really bad. Yeah, with horrendous rod knock. So, oh yeah, my background is a not good cropped photo on the TV for some reason, of it somewhat cleaned up after I got it put together. So now we're going to go back to our next project. Well, I guess it's not really a project, but we have, where's it? I don't have any updated photos of these on my computer either. Well, this one here. We have my, you probably cannot see that at all. And you probably can't hear me when I turn away from the microphone, can you? That is my 1998 Toyota 4Runner. That's my little baby. Sadly, I think I'm putting it up for sale because school costs money and I need some more of it right now. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've done a lot of work to it. I frame swapped it a little over a year ago. That is also a podcast or more on its own. I have a full series on both this and the 97X playlists on YouTube that you can go watch. They're not great. They're old videos. I take better videos now, but they're still not great. So don't expect anything great out of those videos. But yeah, that's my little baby. This is up at Silver Lake Sand Dunes in Michigan. It's a lot of fun up there. This truck is a blast. It has its quirks, and I really hate to get rid of it, but things gotta happen. And you find something cheaper that gets a little better fuel mileage. Next up, we have the only picture is a thumbnail from a video I did. Yeah, it's kind of a dumb picture. Anyway, if you can see that, that is my dad's 6-liter Power Stroke Excursion. Again, another story for at least one entire podcast episode, probably two, with multiple guests, including my dad and a good friend of ours now. That thing is awesome, and it's also a 6-liter, so if any of you know what that means is it likes to not work, and when it doesn't work, it's a big pain in the butt, and it can get you quite frustrated. As you can see by my face here in the picture, it was a very frustrating day what happened here when it left us stranded in Colorado. Next up, we have garden tractors. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done anything with those. Yes and no. This was my, if I can find my mouse, and you probably still can't hear me, I'm sorry. I will work on it. So this is my 314 that I restored back in the summer of 2020. Wow, COVID year. I think I can say that on YouTube now. If not, well, I guess this video is going to get banned, so whoops. Anyway, so I picked this up spring of 2020 and spent the whole summer basically doing kind of a restoration on it. Repainted the whole thing. Just did a gasket set on the motor. It had quite a few years yet before it needs a rebuild, I think. I'm sure it's got a lot of hours on it. I think it's still running. I haven't talked to the guy who has it now in a while, but I think it's still out there kicking from what I know. It was quite a pile when I got it. Didn't run, and it was spray bombed, and it looked like a pile of junk. Now, or at least when I sold it back 3 years ago, it was a very pretty machine, and it ran quite good. It had the 47-inch deck on it, obviously the 14 horsepower Kohler, and there is playlist on that as well. As you can guess, hopefully my head isn't cut off by the camera because I can't see the screen of my phone. Anyway, yeah, that was a big project, and there will be a podcast on that. That is a great way to make your fingers about bleed. If you're sanding those fender pans by hand, I did take all the paint off for the most part with a fiber disc on an angle grinder, and then I proceeded to sand all the edges and corners by hand, and yeah, my hands were about as close as you can get to bleeding without them actually bleeding from just using sandpaper for all day for multiple days. It was fun to do it, but it wasn't fun because it hurt. Do I have anything else at the moment here? Not really. I've got a picture of my the LS2 and the Saab. See if I can zoom in so you can see it. I will try my best. Hopefully within the next couple episodes I can figure out software on my computer. Maybe I'll snag a camera, or maybe I'll just put this video into an editing software and put the pictures directly in there instead of on the TV. We'll see if I have time for that. See how busy this week gets. It is currently October 29th. Monday, Tuesday, Monday. I think it's the 28th now. No, I think it is the 29th. It's Sunday morning. It's 12 a.m. Yeah, my roommate is not here right now, so okay. Maybe I'll get him on some. That would be fun. So here's the LS2 after getting the bottom end put back together with new crankshaft, one new piston rod, new bearings, obviously, all new pistons. See what else? New oil pump, pickup, baffles, gasket kit, camshaft. Got that BTR Truck Norris camshaft in there. That sounds real good. I think that's about the gist of the short black. Gotta love that front sump oil pan on these GMT 360 trucks. I think they're 360s if I remember correctly. That motor was bored 10 over, and it had 200,000 miles on it, which to me seems pretty impressive for an aluminum block LS, especially an LS2 and something like that, that it definitely got the crap beat out of it. Whoops, I got rid of the wrong picture. Now my background's gone. And we'll just fish our way down here. Make that come back. Cool. Here's a picture of the frame swap on the 4Runner. So this, you still probably can't see it well. Again, I'll have podcasts for all these different projects, and they will be better, and I will make sure you will be able to see them. So anyway, this is the newer 2000 frame, the good frame, after I pulled the body off it. I'll get to how I did that later, and just so you know now, don't take that as to how you should do it. It is how I did it. I don't recommend doing it that way. It was very sketchy, and I definitely could have died. But anyway, yeah, the frame was clean from down south. It came up to Michigan, I think he said like 2 years. So now 3 years ago, because I bought it a year ago. The truck was rolled. It was a 2000 Limited. Had a 3-inch is what he told me lift on it. I think it was more than 3 inches. It was an OME lift kit in the front, and then he had just thrown some stock suspension in the rear. But yeah, I just kind of scuffed up the frame with a wire wheel and then hit it with some Rust-Oleum primer and tractor paint. That's my favorite stuff, the tractor paint. I really like that, just rattle can, and did that. And it was a whole project because I ended up having to swap all the wiring in that truck because I decided to keep the 2000 engine transmission transfer case, and so that has different wiring, and I had to rewire the whole truck. I am still working the bugs out of that a year later, mainly because I think either the wiring harness is bad or I just need to clean the contacts and all the plugs that go into the fuse block. But every once in a while my radio and my clock just stop working, and sometimes my dash is like half lit up, and that might be the cause of why my 4-wheel drive is finicky. I don't know why. It was fine at the beginning. When I put the truck together, it worked flawlessly, the 4-wheel drive, so I really don't know what happened. Maybe just a bad sensor. Couldn't really tell you. As you can see, hopefully the old truck, or the body on the old frame, is in the back corner up there, hanging out, slowly getting torn apart. I spent, I don't remember how long doing that, a week? More? I don't think I was there every day. I did at my grandma's place. She let me use her pole barn, thankfully, because that would not have been fun to do in my backyard. Anything else? I am not seeing anything. Do I have other photos? There are no photos there. Here? Those aren't photos. Desktop. Yeah, so we've got stuff, probably HP tuner stuff, definitely just random throwing around ideas of turboing, things like Forerunners. Obviously, sadly, probably not mine now, but my buddy's got one. I'm working with Arduinos now, maybe, hopefully soon. Trying to learn some programming, and maybe a Speeduino ECU, kind of similar to a Mega Squirt kind of situation, if you know what that is. This is all pictures. What do we got here? Nothing there. This is where I was looking. What's here? Screenshots? That can't be anything worth looking at. Nope. All the school stuff. But yeah, so that is, if I can close out of this, currently what we're looking at on this podcast. This one is hopefully going to be the most boring of them all. Hopefully it was somewhat entertaining. If you want to give me some tips on what I can do better, obviously I mentioned I need an actual legit setup, like a microphone and some software to do this correctly. Preferably definitely a better place with better lighting. The lighting in here is not good. I don't know if I should turn that light off or not. Those are just kind of what they are. Maybe if I can do a couple at home, I can find a spot with some better lighting, but we might kind of be stuck here with poor lighting, so sorry for that. But yeah, this is kind of what's gonna happen, and we'll see where it goes. We might end up conversations I don't even know what. Hot dogs, cheeseburgers, I don't know, cotton candy, who knows. You never know what conversations might lead to with cars and a bunch of college guys. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching this. And whatever season of the year this is, by the time it actually comes out, hopefully it's soon after I record this in late October of 2023, and not in a year, like some of my videos have come out that late. But that's where we're at. Hope you have already said that. So we are going to end this podcast right now, and I'm going to stop making a fool of myself. Catch you later.